Hey, what is up guys? Today we're checking out a super awesome figure. This is the Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine, Special Edition Deadpool. So now I'm so excited for this figure because this is my first new Hot Toys in many years. You know, I just love the film so much, I had to pick up this figure, I just couldn't resist. But now this is a pretty unique figure because Hot Toys made a very small batch of this figure which is already released, whereas the main release of this figure is going to be in August 2025, which is 1 year from the date of this video. So you know, for a Hot Toys figure to be released at the same time as the film is pretty much unheard of. So I hope you guys will enjoy the video. Sit back, relax, and let's take a look at the Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine Special Edition 1/6 scale figure. Stay tuned guys. Okay, so first up, let's take a look at the packaging for the figure. So here's the front of the packaging, and we have a super nice photo of Deadpool on the front in a pretty majestic pose. And up here we have Deadpool Wolverine Hot Toys Special Edition. Very nice. I also love this claw effect. It's kind of made out of like a translucent piece of like film. It's pretty unique. And here's the side of the packaging. And the back we have a nice photo of Deadpool at the top, and down here we have him dancing. I just love this film so much. What do you guys think of the film? Let me know in the comments below. And here's the inside of the sleeve, and we have a super nice window display to showcase the figure inside the box with all the accessories. Very nice. So you know, if you don't want to take the figure out of the packaging, you can keep it inside the box and you will still get a very nice look at the figure. And I love this Deadpool and Wolverine broken heart. Very nice. And here's a quick look at the inside of the sleeve, just to give you guys a look at how they've done the claw effects. It's kind of like made out of a translucent piece of film. It's really cool. Okay, and so here's the figure fresh inside the packaging, and let's take a look at what we have here. And wow, look at the amount of accessories that come with the figure. We have so much stuff here. I'm just so excited to finally get this figure out of the packaging and to check him out. It looks absolutely incredible. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have. So we've got the outer packaging, we have the figure itself, which looks amazing. Really cannot wait. But yeah, this is also my first Hot Toys Deadpool figure. I never picked up the Hot Toys Deadpool 1 and 2. So you know, I think I saved the best for last because this is easily the best Hot Toys Deadpool that I've seen out of the 3 films. So yeah, I'm just so happy to have this. But anyhow, we have the baby harness, we have a couple pairs of hands, and then we have the exclusive Deadpool and Wolverine snowy base, which is exclusive to this special edition of the figure. And then down here we have a couple pairs of spare pegs, and then a couple pairs of interchangeable eyes, which look really cool. And over here we have Baby Pool, which is such a cute little character. I've also got the Baby Pool popcorn buckets. Down here we have Dog Pool, which is such an ugly cute dog. It was voted the ugliest dog in the UK. And down here we have the katanas and some pistols, and of course these gold Desert Eagles, which once again are exclusive to the special edition. Alright guys, and so here's the figure out of the packaging and fully assembled, and I've got to say, wow, I mean this figure is absolutely insane. It's a crazy figure. It looks so good. As I mentioned, I haven't picked up a Hot Toys figure in such a long time, and I've got to say, the quality hasn't changed at all. If anything, it's even better quality than I remember, so you know, I'm just over the moon that I decided to pick this figure up. You know, I don't collect any figures from Marvel or the MCU, you know, I just decided not to get into that line, but this figure in particular really caught my attention. And now that I've got the figure, I'm just so happy that I decided to pick this figure up. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, so let me just give you guys a quick look at the entire figure. First of all, before we take a closer look at the details. Here we have the exclusive base. And here we have Baby Pool. Very nice. And here we have Dog Pool. I'm so happy that they included this. It's just, you know, it's just made the figure so much better having these additional details. These additional characters up here. Yeah, really nice. Anyhow, let's take a closer look at the details on the figure. The head sculpt is really quite amazing. It pretty much looks perfect. I've really got no complaints with this head sculpt at all. In fact, I've got no complaints with this figure whatsoever. I've got, zero issues. The whole figure is just so well made. I mean, they've had 3 attempts, maybe even more, at making this figure from Deadpool 1, 2, and 3. So I think they've really perfected the figure with this final version of Deadpool. And I really can't wait for the Wolverine. I do plan to pick that figure up as well. I mean, you can't pick up Deadpool without picking up Wolverine. So, yeah, I've got to get that figure as well. I mean, this is real fabric material. It's really quite impressive. Except for the head sculpt. The head sculpt is made out of plastic, which I do kind of wish that they made it out of, like fabric, like the suit. But, it's not really much of an issue because it still looks amazing. And you can't even tell that it's made of plastic. And even the interchangeable eyes are super easy to switch out. They're held in place by magnets. And as you can see, I've got them switched out for the eyes, which are a bit more squinted, a bit more, serious. And down here we have the body piece, the chest of the figure. Look at all the, all the stitching work, all the seam lines. It's, just incredible quality. I'm so impressed. And I've got his hand here holding the pistol. And of course I've got the exclusive golden desert eagles in the holster, which looks so nice. They're not made of metal, same goes for the katanas. I thought maybe they were going to be die cast, but yeah, they're just plastic. And here's a look at the belts with all these little pouches and pockets and whatnot. Of course they cannot open up, they're just sculpted onto the figure. And they look really nice, they look quite realistic, I would say. And here's a look at the other hands holding the standard pistol. Let me just come up here and give you guys a look at this head pool. I'm not entirely sure of the name. If someone can let me know in the comments below. I can't remember the name. Maybe it is head pool. I don't know. But anyhow, very nicely detailed. I'm really amazed at the eyes. I mean, they give a nice sense of depth. And of course he comes with the little propeller on his head, which you can switch out for the piece which looks like it's moving. And he's just held in place by a little metal stand which goes into the back of the figure. I love this figure so much. This is probably one of the best Hot Toys figures that I've ever picked up, without a doubt. I'm just so impressed with this. And here we have the legs with these nice shin guards. And the boots. He's got a little holster here to hold the knife, which of course can be removed. Now, I've got to say, the base of the figure is pretty cheap. It's not that great quality. It feels like it's made out of super cheap plastic, and it's also really flimsy and light. I mean, I guess that would probably be my only complaint with the figure, but with saying that, I still like it a lot because it's actually pretty nicely detailed, and you couldn't tell that it's made out of super cheap plastic because the paint job and the detailing is actually quite good. But yeah, there's a look at the base. Once again, I'm not entirely sure if the main release of the figure next year is going to have this base. I think this may be exclusive to this, this early version of this figure, along with the Golden Desert Eagles. Anyhow, here's a look at Baby Pool, one of my favorite characters from the film. And he comes with these milk bottles, which can be removed. And you can also place them into his hand with a tiny little peg joints, but I don't really recommend doing that because the peg joints are super small on these milk bottles, and it feels like if you don't take it out properly, you can definitely snap the peg joint and it can get stuck inside his hand. So yeah, I definitely do not recommend placing the milk bottles inside his hand. But anyhow, here's a look at Dogpool. I'm not sure if that's the official name of this character, but he's a dog, and he's from Deadpool, so Dogpool. But anyhow, this is how he looks. Really amazing. I would say he looked pretty close to how he looked in the film. I think he was probably a bit more ugly inside the film, and he didn't really, have this thick of a mohawk on his head. But I would say, for an accessory, it looks pretty good, and it's very random that they decided to include this. They didn't need to, but they did. So I'm just very happy that they did. But yeah, it's pretty nicely detailed. It's got some nice sculpting and paint jobs in there, and it's also got some articulation in the neck and the shoulders. So yeah, that is Deadpool. And here we have a nice side profile of the face. And just check out the head sculpts. It just looks so accurate to the film. It's, you know, this figure blows me away so much how well made it is. There's a look at the side of the head pool. There's even like some type of text written on the handle of the katana. I'm not entirely sure what it says, but you know, there's just so much detailing on this figure, it's kind of crazy. Even the shoulder pad is pretty nice. It gives off a very nice matte finish, and it's also very shiny. And down here we have the hand holding the pistol, and we have the golden Desert Eagle inside the holster. Once again, all the belts, all the you know, pockets and whatnot. And there's a look at the holster for the katana. And the stands, which is one of those super sturdy hot toy stands which can bend, so you know you can pose it any which way you want and it will hold that position, which is really, really nice. Anyhow, moving down here to the legs, we have this holster for the blade and the boots. Anyhow, here's a look at the side of Deadpool Baby, or Baby Pool, whichever which way you want to say it. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And the side of the dog pool. It's even got like the nipples sculpted in there, which is really crazy detail. And here's a quick look at the other side of the figure, which is pretty much the exact same. Once again, we have a nice profile of both of the Deadpools. So yeah, pretty much the exact same on this side. I don't really see too many differences, except for maybe, I think this here pouch here is on this side and not on the other sides. And also this side does not have the holster for the knife. Those are pretty much the only differences on this side of the figure. And here we have the base, and we've got the side of Baby Deadpool from this angle, and Dogpool. And here we have the back of the figures, and we have a nice look at the back of the display stands. And here's a look at the back of Headpool. And I mean, look at the detailing, like, look at the paint job. It's not just completely painted reds, we have, you know, many different tones in there, even black in there, which is quite nice detail. It looks, you know, it doesn't look brand new, it looks like it's used, which is pretty nice. And here's the back of the katanas. And the hands holding the pistols. They've even got the Deadpool symbol on the magazine for the pistols. Which once again, super nice detail. And here we have the back of the stands. And the back of Baby Pooh. And the dog. Okay, so let me give you guys a quick look at the articulation for the figure. But first of all, let's take a look at the back of the figure, because I want to give you guys a look at these holders for the katana. So as you can see, they're held in place by a magnet, which is really cool. I did not expect this. I thought they were going to be held in place by a peg joint, and originally I wasn't too sure about this. I thought, you know, maybe they'd be quite flimsy, you know, they would fall off easy. But as you can see, they're pretty sturdy. I mean, it doesn't really feel like, you know, that they're going to fall off, which is really nice. It's actually quite a strong magnet, which is definitely a nice touch. But yeah, we'll put them to the side for the moment. Or in fact, let me give you guys a quick look at the katanas in here. So here we have a look, this one and this one. So as you can see, they're just made out of plastic, and they're quite flimsy, which I don't really like. I wish that they were made, you know, out of metal or like die cast. I think that would have been much better. But you know, I mean, it's still such a nice figure. You can't ask for too much. I'm still very happy with how this figure turned out. And that's how you put them back in, like so. Very nice. All right, so let's put that to the side for the moment, and let's take a look at the articulation. So as for the head sculpt, we have a ball joint inside the head sculpt, and also a ball joint at the base of the neck, so we can get some nice, you know, some nice rotation in there. As for the eyes, as I mentioned, they're held in place by a magnet, and it's pretty easy to switch them out. Now, as for the shoulders, we have these ball joints in here, and these are really nice joints, very sturdy joints. And as you can see, even like the undergarment, like this black undergarment, is also made out of like a, you know, it's made out of real fabric, which is really nice. And these here shoulder pads are kind of held in place by Velcro, You can kind of hear it. So yeah, very, very nice touch. Now as for the elbows, we have a double hinge joint in there. So we have some nice range of motion. So, you know, if you guys want to pose your figure, then you can really achieve some really dynamic poses with this figure. So as for the rest of the figure, we have a nice ball hinge joint in there. And the figure also comes with some spare pegs, which is really, really nice to have because, you know, these peg joints aren't always exactly the strongest and they do break. So it's nice to have some, you know, some spares. Inside the chest piece of the figure, we have a large ball joint in there. As you can see, we have some nice, you know, rotation movements. And same goes for the waist. We have a ball joint at the base of the waist, which is really, really nice. You can even see, like, you know, like the clothing that kind of crunches up like so, like real clothing, which is once again super realistic. So inside the legs, we have, it seems to be like a ball joint, but it's kind of hard to tell because we can't see inside the suits. But yeah, I'm guessing it's probably like a ball joint. And I wouldn't really want to, you know, stretch this out too much because it seems like you could potentially rip the crotch part. Yeah, definitely don't recommend stretching it out too much. So as for the knee, we have, seems to be like a hinge joint which can go 90 degrees. I wouldn't want to bend it any more than that. That's probably, I would say, the maximum. And as for the, this here piece is kind of made out of a soft piece of plastic as well. And here's a look at the dagger, this here knife, a look at the ankle piece. Now these here joints are super, super sturdy. We have a very, very nice ball joints, and these are probably like some of the most sturdiest ankle joints that I've ever seen. You can definitely get the figure in some nice dynamic poses, and these joints are going to hold the figure up perfectly. So yeah, very, very nice. So yes, that's a look at the articulation for Deadpool. Let's put him to the side for the moment, and we will take a look at the articulation for Babypool and Dogpool. Okay, so as for Babypool, we have a swivel joint in the head sculpt, swivel joints inside the shoulders, and these are tiny milk bottles can be removed. I mean, these milk balls are just such tiny, tiny pieces. You can definitely lose them if you're not careful. So I would recommend, you know, not messing about too much with this figure. Just placing them inside the holster and just leaving them. Anyhow, we have, seems to be like ball joints inside the hips, and yeah, that's the articulation for Babypool. And last up, let's take a look at the articulation for Dogpool. I would say this is probably one of my favorite accessories with this figure. It's just, it looks so cool. And it's so random for them to include this. It's even got like, you know, some detailing underneath, which is really insane. I did not expect this figure to have these details. But anyhow, as for the articulation, I don't really think this figure has too much. Basically, we just have a ball joint inside the head sculpts, like so. Quite a nice range of motion, actually. And I think, yeah, we have these ball joints inside the shoulders. And that's basically it. Nothing in the back legs and nothing in the tail. So yeah, very, very simple articulation once again. I don't think this figure has any articulation except for maybe, yeah, I just think the jaw can move up and down, and that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to count the propeller, it can kind of spin. It's just held in place by a peg joints. And this is how he looks, holding the golden desert eagles. They look very, very nice. They're very shiny. They you know, give off a nice reflective shine in the lights, which is really, really nice. And so here's how he looks holding the katanas. And I've got to say, it's a pretty good fit in his hands. You know, it doesn't feel like they're gonna fall out. So it's a pretty sturdy fit in his hand, and yeah, he's got a pretty firm grip on them. And if you really want to, you do have the option to display this Babypool figure inside this harness, which attaches onto the figure, but I've personally got no interest in displaying the figure with this harness. I mean, I don't even think he was ever in this in the film. I mean, we only seen this Babypool character in the film for like 2 scenes, and yeah, he was never in this. I really don't know why they decided to include this. But yeah, the option is there in case you guys want to do it, but it seems pretty tricky. It's actually a pretty tight fit. Okay, and so just to wrap things up, I just thought I would give you guys a quick look at a little size comparison on some other Hot Toys figures from you know, some other films and TV shows. So here we have the Hot Toys Mandalorian with the child Grogu, one of my favorite Hot Toys. And here we have the DX-15 Deluxe, another one of my favorites. And of course, here we have the newly released Deadpool and Wolverine Special Edition. Amazing, amazing figure. And we have the DX12, the Dark Knight, Batman. Another one of my favorites. Yeah, these are probably some of my favorite Hot Toys figures that they've ever made. And here we have another quick, super random comparison on the life-size Grogu from The Mandalorian. And down here we have the Hot Toys Grogu and the Hot Toys baby Deadpool. Here we have the Hot Toys Deadpool himself. And we have the life-size baby Deadpool popcorn and drink buckets. So yeah, pretty random comparison, but I just thought you guys would want to take a quick look. So yeah, I hope you guys like it, and I hope this comparison helped. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine Deadpool Special Edition 1/6 scale figure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, I hope it was helpful. This is probably how I'm going to display the figure, with this life-size baby Deadpool popcorn bucket. I think it's quite a nice display here, so yeah, I think for the meantime, this is probably how I'm going to display the figure. Anyhow guys, thank you so much for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe and feel free to check out the channel for a lot more videos. Thank you guys for watching, have a great day, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy guys.